Oslo was plunged into a heavy silence, broken only by the sound of the cold winds whipping through its snow-covered streets. Winter had been harsh that year, but none more so than the crisis suffocating the country. Amidst this bleak scene stood King Olav, watching the city from his window. He was not a king detached from his people. He was a man who believed that leadership meant participation, not directives from an ivory tower. When his advisors met to propose solutions to the crisis, the answer was always the same: austerity. But the king was not satisfied with austerity being simply a decision imposed from above. One morning, with the first pale light of day, he put on his simple coat, put on his woolen hat, and left the palace without a procession, without a guard, and without any distinction between himself and his fellow citizens. He walked along the icy sidewalks until he reached a tram stop where people stood silently, surrounded by the cold air. When the king climbed into the old wooden carriage, the passengers cast surprised glances at him. Some of them had seen him before at official functions, but for him to ride a tram like them, this had never happened before. An elderly man sitting next to him hesitated for a moment, then said in a low voice, "Your Majesty, are you really here?" The king smiled and extended his hand to shake, saying simply, "The energy crisis affects everyone, so why should I be an exception?" A few moments of silence passed before the astonishment gave way to a warm feeling in the passengers' hearts. They felt that they were not alone in this ordeal, and that the king was not only their leader, but one of them. The next day, newspapers began reporting on the king's tram ride, his humility, and his closeness to the people. It wasn't just a symbolic gesture, it was a powerful message. Crises are resolved through solidarity, not by ill-conceived decisions. After months of effort, Norway slowly began to emerge from its crisis, benefiting from new oil discoveries in the North Sea. But the image of the king on the tram remained a vivid symbol in the nation's memory. It was a day when the king was not sitting on his throne, but on a wooden bench on a crowded tram, side by side with his people.